am ready for session 4, the shapeshifting detective. Load.
Welcome to Poe's Curiosity Shop. There you go, Alice. What's this object? What do you think?
Well, it's quite heavy, and it feels like...
What's happening?
Excellent work. Gold star for you. Oh, hello. This is my goddaughter, Sophia. She's only 9 and she's a maths genius.
Hello.
I have to
Not
pop to my room to
maths.
get something. Be nice to her while I'm gone. Otherwise I might have to smother you in your sleep.
What's your name?
I'm the bogeyman.
I'm Sophia. Pleased to meet you. Do you want to know a secret? Violet was taken by aliens in their ship.
What?
She doesn't want anyone to know.
Sorry about that. Sophia, your mother will be here for you soon, so run along and wait. Now, Sam, how can I help you?
Aliens.
She has a wicked imagination for her age.
Do you think you were abducted?
Do you think you're sitting here now? Perception is reality, Sam.
Have you told anyone else about this?
I needed to confide in someone, so I told Chief Dupont. Just Chief Dupont. And now you, apparently.
Do you know Alice?
Of course. Poe and Monroe. She's on the radio.
Have you ever met her?
Yes, I believe I did. She was here once for something. I don't remember now.
Do you think you were abducted last night?
Why are you talking about this again? You understand, every time you mention abduction, it opens up a vault of crushing memories that I'd rather stay locked up.
I can bluff. The chief said you'd tell me about the abduction. Or leave.
Or it could have been observations which count for some.
Tell me about Alice.
I've heard her on the radio, but other than that, I don't know anything about her. I want to help them.
What's the connection between Alice and Dorota?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Although we can be sure of one thing.
They both know the killer, or they're both redheads?
Not necessarily. If it's a traveler, then they just jump into any vessel, have their fun and go. It just needs to be someone nearby.
Rain said you knew about rights. Do you know Zach?
No. I can do a reading if you want.
Yes.
9 of Cups. This is a very positive card. Is Zach a suspect? Something feels wrong. He's too smug, too self-congratulating, like he's got away with something. I don't like this, Sam. I don't like this one bit at all.
Rights.
A little bit. What did you want to know?
What is it?
A right can take many forms, but from what we know about these travelers, it seems to be performing some kind of coming-of-age ceremony.
Coming of age?
Yes, a rite of passage. Running havoc in our dimension is rewarded in theirs. Not fair, is it?
Why were there 3 victims before?
3 is a powerful number. There's a divine balance to it in our universe, anyway. But maybe it doesn't mean anything where the Traveler's from. Maybe 3 is just the carry-on limit for interdimensional travel.
Dorota had a coin in her mouth, part of a rite?
Was it a gold coin?
Yes.
That's more of a serial killer thing than a possessed by a traveler thing. It's a bit showy, but there's no guarantees.
I need your help.
Yes, of course. Anything.
Keep an eye on Violet.
Why Violet? Do you think she's in danger? You don't think she's involved, do you?
That's what I need to know.
Leave it with me, I'll see what I can find out. And don't worry, I'll be super discreet.
Leave?
House or a vole. At least they were always dead.
Do you know Alice?
Yes, I met her at the radio station.
Why were you at the radio station?
I was offering my services. Earning a living's tricky when you travel around as much as we do. And last time I checked, Violet wasn't offering us room and board for free.
Birmingham.
In Birmingham, it was a man called Yuri Harris. He worked as a butcher. He beheaded all 3 girls within hours of each other. And we couldn't stop it. He pleaded not guilty for reason of temporary insanity.
What happened to Yuri?
The Butcher of Birmingham received 3 life sentences and won't be seeing the light of day anytime soon. We know it wasn't him, though. We know it was a traveler.
Leave.
She circled the kitten's body, stepping over its limp legs without even looking.
So what's the news about Ellis? I feel so useless sitting here. I want to help.
Do you really want to help?
Yes, please use me. Tell me what to do.
I have a few options. Find out what you can from the Ouija board, or find out what you can from Zach.
Who's that?
He's a photographer in town.
Is he a suspect? I guess he must be. Okay, I'm on the case. Just give me a minute to get ready and I'll be off.
He stroked the kitten with the side of his finger. Don't move, okay? Just don't try to move. But the kitten wouldn't stop struggling, suffering. Ivan clenched the towel.
You're only alive because we want you to be.
Right. So,
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
Slumped to the floor as Uni padded over to inspect the dark.
Do you believe Tara can predict things now?
I'm not one for mystics and crystal balls. I'm a Virgo.
It says you're lying about your alibi.
Oh, I suppose it has a 50-50 chance of getting it right.
Ginley opposite him, until the blood slowed and started to dry.
nothing to say.
Big as his palms. He left the towel on the floor. He'd need
Ron, what are we going to do about Ellis?
What would you do about Alice?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Let's think. What have we tried before?
The few times we've caught up with the Traveller, nothing's worked.
Talking to them? Killing them? Restraining them?
If we lock up the killer until Mercury tells us Ellis is safe, that could work. But who is the killer?
Ellis. Zach. Violet. Oscar. Sam. Chief Dupont. Rain. Chief Dupont. Sam. Oscar. Violet. Zach. Ellis.
Oh,
Zach.
well.
Violet. Oscar. Chief Dupont. Rain. Chief Dupont. Sam. Oscar. Violet. Zach. Ellis. Zach. Oscar. Violet. Sam. Chief Dupont.
I'll go with Rain.
Rain.
He has been acting even weirder than normal. But seriously.
For you.
You're listening to Radio Argus.
Contagion by Ashley Van Hesteret. Read by Adam Day.
I'm gonna shapeshift.
Hi, I'm Ellis.
Ellis.
I'm Ellis.
All this needed was an audience to be infectious, and it's...
Not there.
There's so much theatricality surrounding this demon.
Not there.
So much ritual. So much awful curiosity.
Not there.
One after another, as easy as walking down.
Not there.
Past the bridge, past the nearly empty house, the field of stones. It started with one, the first domino to be pushed down. She was young.
Not there.
Easier to infect young. It took time for her fall, but the demon knew. Sooner or later she would, and there would be a tidal wave to feast upon. Got her until the sickness spread. The demon could only enjoy that girl trapped in his teeth, prepare for the moment. There was a process.
Do you know Ellis?
Monroe. Everyone knows her. She's a local radio star here.
Do you have any photos?
I always get the shot, Sam. One way or another.
Away until breathing hurts. He whispers in... Or could quiet him, and he could...
Most so.
That
Violet's talking about aliens.
What do you know about it? Yeah, I pulled in a few bug-eyed aliens, but I wouldn't confess. We've got a murder to solve. Can we talk about this later? We've got a new target. Ellis Monroe. Ellis said she was in a relationship with Dorota. She kissed a girl and she liked it. She told you where John Pope, or Poe, is going to be next. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. You say Bronwyn and Lexi's alibis don't add up. Rain's confirmed he met Ellis at the radio station. Picking his next victim, maybe? Lexi's doing some investigating for you. As if that'll help. Rain told you about the Butcher of Birmingham. It's a thing. Made an interesting read. Those tarot readers hang out with death. His explanation of it, it's all fairy tales, so I'm not getting involved. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. Violet told you about her brush with aliens? You seem far too interested in those kind of things. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. No one corroborates. And he keeps asking Ellis to pose nude. Could be motive. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
At least girls almost never get it right on the first try. Her red hair fanned out around her pillow as she laid back, holding the bottle of...
I'm shapeshifting.
Hello, I'm Rain.
Don't. You'll sleep, and it'll be over.
Who is Sophia?
You saw her, did you? She's my goddaughter, at that age where she overshares.
Is she a ghost? Is she a ghost?
Ghost?
What makes you say that, Rain? Is there something about her aura?
Hospital before the pills tore apart her liver. The doctors, the one...
What is it, Ray?
I have a plan.
You do? Enlighten me.
Maybe Ellis should stay with us. Maybe Ellis should stay with Chief Dupont.
With our track record. If she gets killed anywhere near us, we'll be sent to jail, whether we did it or not.
That's cold.
I know it seems harsh, but without us, who's saving the rest of the world?
She was dead. The demon had outgrown his host, gotten to...
Hi, Rain. Did you miss me while I was gone?
So, Ellis Munro.
I'm honestly not going to try and worry about this one. We've told Sam, and I think that's all we can do.
Really? Well, what's Sam going to do?
I believe Sam is going to save Ellis. According to the Ouija, this could play out in a lot of different ways, but mostly saving Ellis.
What other ways?
Ellis could run, Ellis could die, Ellis could be saved, mistaken identity, someone else dies. There's a lot of noise coming from the beyond, but it's not just a load of voices saying Ellis will die. Sam's got this.
First domino falls, the rest go quickly. Always. He was a football player. Big, loud, and sure. Good. He wouldn't take long. The demon knew it.
I've just had a realisation that the Sam can shapeshift into any of the other characters, so Sam's got to be a traveller. Based on the story and the description of traveller I think Rain gave during the last episode.
Only needed to walk to the bridge once. Stare over the river's flow with an empty kind of longing once. Like needing to go home after a long day of pain, finding the water below. Like he was dead. Gotten too big.
Haven't you done enough predicting my death?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just kidding. I know it's not your fault. Well, unless you're the killer.
Have you made a decision about the show?
I think it's a no. Sorry. It's just the reading that you gave me the other day. I don't want to scare off the audience.
Why would I scare off your listeners? What reading?
The reading you gave me. To show me what you could do. It was scarily accurate.
What was accurate about it?
Everything. My broken heart, the enveloping darkness, my beautiful death. You said it was just a metaphor, that it was just about transformation. But it's not. I'm going to die, aren't I?
Unstoppable, relentless waves eroding the people on shore until only the sand remained. The demon always spread like...
Hi, Hi. Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
All right, so what have we here today?
I actually think this one's a little...
Claude.
This one is also heavy. Because everything seems to be made out of wood.
Chief, what a surprise to see you. Again.
Why didn't you tell me Ellis was next?
I told you Dorota was first. And that didn't turn out very well, did it? Let's hope Sam does a better job than you did.
Where's it?
Area?
Oh,
Where in the world?
Europe?
No. This part of the world as well, do you remember?
China?
No.
Mexico?
Chief, I wanted to ask you something.
Is it about the boudoir photos? What did you want to ask?
Am I still a suspect?
Yes. No.
Still a suspect?
Yes.
But I was playing football, and there was loads of witnesses. How?
Everyone is a suspect. You killed her after and planted the body. Everyone.
It's ridiculous.
Is it about the boudoir photos?
Yeah. So it's true then?
I haven't seen them. I'm sorry. It's all tasteful stuff. Maybe a gift for you.
Just in shock. All the time. How could she be so different? I just can't process it all.
Leave.
Allegedly, you could look in the mirror, close...
He's got nothing to say.
Should we try it now?
Chief DuPont, thanks for calling in.
I'm just checking you're safe.
At the moment, my heart's beating 1,000 times a minute and I can't sit still. Every noise or knock on the door makes me jump out of my skin, and I keep looking behind me. Is that safe?
Have I ever let you down? What's really worrying you?
That you're just saying you're doing things when you're not actually doing anything. What's the plan, Chief DuPont? How do we stop this from happening? How do we stop me from dying?
Don't know. Leave.
What I can see here are 3 small metal bells attached to what looks like a...
Right above the metal is bronze again.
Bronze again. Okay. The bells are very cute.
Mm-hmm.
They've got small engraving
Yeah,
on
well-
them.
Nothing new.
No? What else has bells? I want to say a Christmas tree, but I feel like...
Well, these are spirit chimes.
Shapeshift time again.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
These ones are to invite spirits. Unfortunately, they don't work. So, unless, Monroe, you know.
So does it just invite bad spirits, or...?
Not necessarily bad spirits. Yeah.
Hello, lovely. Take a look at this. It's a picture of Dorota.
I don't want to see pictures of your conquests.
It's not like that. It's just a press photo. Do you see anything in it?
A girl holding a cello. What do you see?
You don't see any movement. Just Dorota.
Strange.
It's unnatural to be here in this place, so...
He thought back to the day he volunteered for a top-secret project at an undisclosed location. When he had first heard those words,
Shapeshifting time again.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
this, combined with the moon's low gravity, a lack of sunlight, work pressure, had gone so far to affect his physical.
Lexicorn, how thin are these walls?
What do you mean the walls are thin?
I can hear you screaming at your Ouija board. Last night too. I feel like I've heard your whole life story.
What did you hear?
Does Sam like me? Is Violet a lesbian? Will Ellis die? Will Bronwyn die? That last one, don't worry about that.
Why not? Because you're immortal. Why?
I'm gonna stick around until you're sick of the sight of me, alright? I'm not in any danger. Ellis is in danger. Sam's in danger.
Enthusiasm had faded like a falling star in the night sky.
Our job is so stressful.
Tell me about it. Chasing around the unknown, trying to triumph good over evil, generally standing around helpless watching people die.
Why do we do it? Why don't we just quit?
And leave Bron on her own? Quite possibly to die? No. I'm locked in now, until the end. Whatever that may be.
Ontology, linguistics, and exobiology respectively. Dimitri glanced at them and for the first time noticed their
Chief's not there.
eyes.
Oh, there's Oscar.
Its best and brightest.
Sorry, we're closed. Unless you're here for something else.
I'm a friend of Dorota's.
Dorota. Sorry about what happened.
Dorota told me things about you. Can I come in?
It's a bit late, but I think I could spare a few minutes. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Lexi.
Lexi. I like it. It's got an edge.
Dorota says she knew you. You're dating Violet, aren't you? I know what you did to Dorota. You're dating Violet, aren't you?
No, we're just friends.
That's not what you told Sam. That's not what Violet thinks.
Violet doesn't always see things clearly. It's fine. I know how to handle her.
Doesn't see what clearly? What do you mean, handle her?
You know, some women, they think a bunch of flowers means a relationship. Anyway, why are we talking about Violet? Let's talk about you.
Dorota says she knew you. I know what you did to Dorota. Dorota says she knew you.
Yeah, she had a portrait session with me. Can I get you a drink?
No thanks.
It might get spiked.
Sure.
What is it there?
Here, I've only got vodka. You're old enough to drink, right?
Of course.
Just checking. Have you ever thought about dyeing your hair red? I think it would suit you.
I know what you did to Dorota.
You know, you're quite striking. It's a shame Dorota's not here. We could have taken some great shots of you two together. Would you like me to photograph you, Lexi?
No.
No.
Not now, obviously. But we should book a session sometime. I think you'd like it. It'd make you feel good about yourself.
Let's do it then. The three other scientists standing gave him a nod, and with that, Dimitri disappeared into the depths. Dr. Sheffield, do you read me? Dimitri was startled by the sudden voice in his ear.
You're trying to say?
Terry, neither do I, thought Dimitri. Even in the moon's low gravity, he could feel his stomach drop as his descent quickly. Their communication was still working, and to notify him of the depth of his descent. 200 meters, 300 meters, 400, 500.
I don't really want to. About a month ago, the guest house was empty and I was alone in my bedroom. All I could hear was dripping. Cold tap. Drip. 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 And then it began. I could smell iron, a strong metallic smell. Then I could taste it on my tongue. And then weightlessness. Like time and space had stopped. That was the first time they took me.
First?
It's happened 5 times. Even on clozapine. Get that strange aura, then I'm gone. I tests for epilepsy, amongst other things. All the scans were normal.
Do you actually disappear, or you forget everything?
As far as I know, I've gone.
I really need details about the abduction.
It's difficult to explain. I'm stuck in the wall of an enormous room made from these wooden vines, except the vines slowly move and drip with pain. My head is pushed out like I'm a trophy. If I look to my side, there are others, heads, all prisoners, being experimented on.
Really?
They rearrange us like decorations, suck us backwards into the darkness and then thrust us back through the wall. And when they return me home, I'm broken. Cuts. Bruises. Memories.
I don't see any.
Overcome by a sudden and severe dread, Dimitri frantically jerked on the rope. Whispers grew louder, or perhaps they were getting closer. Dimitri...
You did a reading for Alice?
Yeah. She asked for a sample reading to show what I could do.
Did your reading predict any danger?
It's easy to see now, with the benefit of hindsight. 3 of Swords, the Devil, death. Now, I mean, any tarot reader will tell you that death hardly ever means real physical death. But given what we've learned...
Dimitri returned to his private quarters and plumped down on the bed, exhausted. He hadn't told anyone. Being declared mentally unfit. He had already played back the audio tape from his recorder on the way back to his quarters.
Okay, so I'm Sam at the moment.
Or he was indeed going insane. He wasn't...
It's 9 o'clock and you're listening to Radio Progress. Investigations into the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw are continuing this evening. Miss Shaw was found dead in her home at approximately 10 p.m. last night, in what police are describing as a puzzling case. Residents are urged to be cautious until the perpetrator is caught. I cannot stress this enough, August. Stay safe out there. You mean the world to me. In other news, Monroe has been detained on urgent business, so you're stuck with me until she returns. Never fear, Monroe fans. We still have lots of pre-recordings, so you can relax with her angelic tones. That's 9 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
So, to the next chapter.
His eyes hadn't yet gotten used to the dark, so he instead listened intently. The whispers had stopped. All he heard now was the soft, familiar buzzing of a ceiling lamp. Dmitri wondered how the light could be on if his room was still shrouded in darkness. He rubbed the hills of his hands against his eyes, trying hopelessly to rub the blackness out of them. His befuddlement slowly turned to horror as he came to the terrifying realization that he had gone blind. Panicking, Dmitri stumbled out of bed, felt his bare feet touch the cold floor, and quickly, but carefully, made his way to the door. He searched for the handle, opened the door, and stumbled into the hallway. "Help!" he stammered. "Somebody help!" No one answered. He continued into the common area of the base, which he knew to be consistently occupied by crew members returning from their shifts. Is anyone here?" he asked, and waited. Again, there was no response. But as he listened closer, he noticed another presence in the room. He could hear them breathing. "Hello? Can you hear me?" he tried again. "I can't see. I think I'm blind." The breathing became heavier, but there was no reply. Without knowing what came over him, Dmitri yelled out in frustration and fear, stomping his feet like a frustrated child. "Please help me!" The breathing suddenly stopped and changed into a deeply unsettling guttural sound.
Oh, charming. That wraps up this session. To be continued. Thanks for watching. See you next time.